Well, thank you for that. You've been very busy since you got started earlier this year. So thank you for sharing that. And I think that's a very optimistic view about how the economy will be evolving, I think, in the relatively near future. Thinking about that, community banks are critical in providing local and regional credit throughout their communities, through small towns, through rural areas, and in underserved markets especially. So you talked a little bit about what some of the initiatives are that Treasury's been working on with the prudential regulators. Are there other areas that you'd like to focus on or to share with us today that might be helpful for bankers to know?
Well, as you said earlier, I may be one of the few, if not the only Treasury Secretary who's given this much emphasis to community banks, probably the only Treasury Secretary since the 17 or 1800s who lives, well, there wouldn't have been farm radio, but is also a farmer. So I remember listening to farm radio right after the Silicon Valley debacle or the three-bank debacle, and they were talking about the risks to community banks that were happening, that could be happening here. And I was just struck by what the presenter was saying. He said, the big banks, they're going to come in, they're going to buy up our banks. They don't play Little League Baseball with your son. They don't play softball with your daughter. They don't go to your place of worship. They don't know you from the Rotary Club. What are we going to do? And so we are committed, as I said. I'd like to see us getting back to de novo banks. Again, it's a sign that when you see creation of something, it's a sign that the ecosystem's healthy. So we want to get back to de novo. We want to get back to leveling the playing field. I think these transaction accounts are very important. We try at Treasury, we try to meet with dozens of community banks, whether it's one-on-one or in groups every month. And one of the main asks that we got was increasing the non-interest-bearing transaction account. So we've been working very closely with Senator Tim Scott on that. And I think we haven't landed the exact amount yet, but I think that legislation is going to move through.